Good morning, everyone. So here we'll be practicing some questions from Parliament. So number one we have is, who was the first Speaker of the Lok Sabha? So the correct answer is answer 4, G. Mavlankar. So he was the first Speaker of the Lok Sabha and he's considered as the father of Lok Sabha. And he was also popularly called Dada Saheb. And he was the Speaker of the Constituent Assembly and the Provincial Parliament. And he served as the Speaker of the Bombay Legislative Assembly from 1937 to 1946. And he was the President of the Central Legislative Assembly. And the first Lok Sabha was constituted in 1952. After that, question number 2. Which of the following statements is not correct with respect to the Parliament of India? Options are the President summons each House of the Parliament to meet. Number 2. The President declares the House adjourned sine die. Number 3. Prorogation of the House is done by President. And number 4. Prorogation terminates a session of the House. So the correct answer is 2. That is, the president declares the house. No, this is actually false because the power of adjournment sine die lies with the presiding officer of the house and not the president. And here we can see that the parliament shall meet at least twice a year, and the maximum gap between two sessions of the parliament cannot be more than 6 months. And the president from time to time summons each house of the parliament to meet, but president does not adjourn. It all depends on the presiding officer. And in adjournment, actually what happens is that it suspends the work in a sitting for a specified time. So the power of adjournment lies within the presiding officer, not the president. After that, question number 3 is, the joint sitting of both the houses is chaired by the. So answer is 4, Speaker of the Lok Sabha. So the joint sitting of the parliament is presided over by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. So, but if he is absent, it will be presided over by the Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Or in his absence, the Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha presides. And the Chairman does not preside over the joint session. And if any of the above officers are not present, then any other member of the parliament can preside by census of both the houses. So before going further, I would like to clear some concepts. So the parliament is actually the legislative organ of the union government, and Indian parliament is actually consists of three parts: the president, the council of states, and the house of people. And here we can see the Council of States is Rajya Sabha, and the maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha is 250, out of which 238 are to be the representative of the state and union territories, and 12 are nominated by the president. But at present, the Rajya Sabha has 245 members, and House of People is the Lok Sabha, and the maximum strength of the Lok Sabha is fixed at 552. And out of this, 530 members are to be the representative of the state, and 20 members are to be the representative of the union territory, and 2 members are to be nominated by the president from Anglo-Indian community. But at present, the Lok Sabha of India has 545 members. After that, question number 4. What is the object of cut motion in parliament? So the correct answer is answer 1. The object of a cut motion in the Indian Parliament is to reduce the amount of a demand in the budget. So, what happens is that it allows members of Parliament to propose a reduction in the budget provisions for specific items of expenditure, and highlight concerns or objections regarding government spending on certain sectors. After that, question number 5. Who has the authority to determine the salary and service conditions of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India? That is CAG. So the correct answer is answer number 2, Parliament. So the CAG is an authority established by Constitution of India under Article 148, and the salary and other service conditions of the CAG are determined by Parliament of India. The President appoints the CAG, but it does not determine the salary and other service conditions. And Prime Minister leads the executive branch of the government but does not determine CAG's salary. Then question number 6. With reference to the Parliament of India, consider the following statements. So number 1 is adjournment of the House is decided by the Speaker or the Chairman of the House and does not involve the President of India. Then 2. Adjournment sine die means the House is adjourned for an indefinite period and can only be reconvened by the President. Then third, dissolution of the Rajya Sabha is not possible as it is a permanent body and cannot be dissolved. So which of the following statements are correct? So the correct answer is 1 and 3. That means the adjournment of the House is decided by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha or the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha and does not require the involvement of the President. Then adjournment sine die is declared by the Speaker or Chairman, but the House can be reconvened without presidential intervention. That's why the statement 2 is incorrect. And third is correct because Rajya Sabha is a permanent body and cannot be dissolved. Then question number 7. Parliament can amend the provision on official language of India under the Constitution by. So the correct answer is 1, a simple majority of its members. So Parliament can amend the provision on the official language of India under the Constitution by a simple majority of its members. After that, question number 8. Which article of the Constitution of India deals with the sessions of the Parliament? So the correct answer is 1, Article 85. So Article 79 to Article 122 in Part 5 of the Constitution deals with the procedures powers of the Parliament. So Article 85 deals with the sessions of Parliament, its prorogation and dissolution. And there are 3 sessions of Parliament that are budget session, monsoon session and winter session. And President summons both houses and usually there are 3 sessions in a year, though not compulsory. After that, question number 9. In 1997, an act was passed to govern the salary and allowances of which of the following positions? Options are President, leaders of opposition in Parliament, Prime Minister and Governor General. So the correct answer is answer 2. That means leaders of opposition in Parliament. So the salary and allowances of leaders of opposition in Parliament are governed by the act passed for the first time by the Parliament in the year 1977. And in each house of parliament there is the leader of the opposition, and the leader of the largest opposition party having not less than 1/10 of the seats of the total strength of the house is recognized as the leader opposition in that house. And in a parliamentary system of government, the leader of the opposition has a significant role to play. After that, question number 10. The first Lokpal bill was introduced in the parliament in. So the correct answer is 3, in 1968. So the Lokpal bill was first introduced in the parliament in 1968 and its version was enacted in 2013. It was from a draft prepared in 2010 and it is for the implementation of the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. And Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh is the first chairperson of the Lokpal. And Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh is a former judge of the Supreme Court of India. Then the last question is, with reference to the Indian Parliament, consider the following statements. Number 1. A bill pending in the Rajya Sabha but not passed by the Lok Sabha does not lapse on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. Then 2. A bill passed by the Rajya Sabha and pending in the Lok Sabha lapses on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. And third, an appropriation bill pending in the Lok Sabha lapses on its dissolution. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? So the correct answer is answer 2. So a bill pending in the Rajya Sabha but not passed by the Lok Sabha does not lapse upon the dissolution of the Lok Sabha, and it also can be taken in the next session. So statement 1 is correct. Then a bill passed by the Rajya Sabha but pending in the Lok Sabha lapses when the Lok Sabha is dissolved. So statement 2 is also correct. Then statement 3 is incorrect because an appropriation bill or money bill pending in the Lok Sabha does not lapse on its dissolution, as these bills are essential for government functioning. So that's all. Thank you.